What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. If you guys can hear the sound of my voice, please let me know in the chat by putting your name, your city, and your state in the chat, please. That way, I know that you guys are with me. What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? Okay, let's see. Hey, Durham. I was super close to the camera. I was super close to the camera. Okay, you can hear me. I see Orange Park, Florida, Newman. What's up, you guys? I see London, England. Hey, London, England. I love to say that. Let's see. I see Raleigh, North Carolina, Tallulah, Louisiana, Avondale, Arizona, New Orleans, Houston, Texas, Clinton, Maryland. Hey, what's going on? I see Milwaukee. I see New Orleans again. Y'all know I love a New Orleans accent. That's my favorite accent, okay? I see Aurora, Illinois, Memphis, Tennessee. I say this every time. My mother's parents, my grandparents are from Tennessee. Trinidad and Tobago, what's up? What's up? Kentucky, what's up? Philadelphia. This is Ruskin, Florida. Ruskin, Florida. Birmingham, Alabama. Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, how's it going? We have Columbus, Georgia. Hi, how are you? New York is in the house. Texas, South Jersey, Chicago. We have Missouri. This is Sikeston, Missouri. And then we also have Nassau, Bahamas. What's up, everybody? Cincinnati is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay, everybody is here. Welcome to the chat today, okay? Thank you guys so much for chilling and hanging out with me. Let me get right to it, y'all, because I know other people got things going on this Tuesday. Thank you so much about the hat. I appreciate that. We see Linda Gamble, Tasha Raines. Those two have wrenches behind their name. Let's see if I see anyone else. But anyone that you see lit up in blue or purple color and they have a wrench behind their name, they are the moderators, and they are here to make sure that you guys have a good time in the chat. Oh, here's Ty. Look, she put the little eyeball emoji on me like, girl, you don't see me? Oh, I see you, chick. I see you, okay? Yeah, so, Miss Jones and Miss Tina are also here. They have wrenches behind their name. Anyways, these ladies have volunteered their time to come over and help me moderate this chat. And they are here to make sure that you have a good time. So we don't want any type of bullying. We don't want any type of, racial slurs, any type of homophobic slurs, anything that would make the chat uncomfortable for people. Okay, we want to follow the rules over here so that my stuff don't get slowed down, because YouTube has a thing that they're doing now where if there's too much cursing, if they get any type of notification that perhaps this live may have been offensive, they'll slow it down so that people never see it. And that's not what I want. So these ladies that you see with these blue wrenches are going to come on in and say, yo, girl, you're doing too much, or yo, man, you're doing too much. And they're going to put you on time out. And that's what I'd like. Okay. I'm okay with that. So I just want you guys to know we're all grown, because I get the analytics and the demographics for you guys. So I know exactly what y'all listen to. I know your age group. I know you're college educated or not. And so I have a pretty impressive following. Therefore, we're going to act grown over here and talk and chat and have fun, okay, on this Tuesday, mid-afternoon, mid-evening type of deal. So let me make sure that I have everybody. But anyways, what else do I want to tell y'all? Oh, yes. I also want to tell you to go on ahead and hit the like button. 242 of you are watching. And then 117 only have hit the like button. So please hit that like button for me. Please show me that you care and hit the like button. Get me up to 200. How about that? How about that? You guys get me up to 200 and I'll stop bugging you for a little bit, and then I'll have to come back in and see what we can do to get this moving. Let's see what else we got to talk about. There's a whole new group of you, which I also appreciate. I also appreciate 271 of you are now watching, which is fabulous because I just started. So hopefully we'll get these numbers growing, and I'm going to try to get off of here. What is it, 5:37 right now? I'm going to try to get off of this live probably around 7-ish, 7:15, no later than 7:15, because I don't want it to go too long. So what else is going on? Hey, everybody. Okay, so we got a couple of topics that we're going to go through today. We're going to try to keep it open, though. If you guys would like to become a member, if you'd like to support Dyana Rozay's platform, Rock with Dyana Rozay, go ahead and hit that link that is pinned to the top. That's the membership button. So I truly appreciate all of you for watching and supporting and becoming a member, subscribing, of course. Let's talk about the subscribers real quick, because I don't think everyone understands how the YouTube platform works, right? Sometimes we all, there's a bunch of people doing the same subject matter. We're talking about the same thing, and some of us may sound similar in our views. And because of it, those of you who like us, who follow us, who subscribe to us, may feel that we have all chit-chatted with each other and we know what, the other one is doing. I'm here to tell you that we don't. We don't know what the other one is doing. I respect a lot of the YouTubers here. I don't have a problem with any of them. I respect what they do on their platforms, but I don't always know what they're talking about because I don't go over there to look. And again, it's because we all do the same subject. I try to give you guys my opinion only. Sometimes when you hear other people's opinion, you might pick it up and bring it back to the channel, and I don't want to do that. I've heard a lot of people that have taken things from me that's put it on their channel 100%. Like I can go to my who's copied you file, because YouTube will say, this person has copied 100% of your video, or whatever that happens to be. I can go over there to that file right now and see that 100% of my video has been copied by someone. I've also had people come into my chat and literally say, whoa, I just saw this video on such and such's page. And then they would go over there and come back and say, but you did yours first. They got all the views. You didn't get any views because they copied your channel. So I never used to strike anyone's page or anything, because at the end of the day, it's bullshit, to be honest. However, I'm going to say this. Sometimes when people are, like myself, a content creator, meaning that I literally scour the internet for topics that I believe you guys will be interested in, that I will talk to you about, and that, I'm looking to hear your opinion on. So we look for content, literally. What about this content that I could share with you that I could make different? As a content creator, I really try hard not to give you guys directives about what you should do. In other words, there may be times when you hear another content creator say, whatever it happens to be, you guys don't do this, don't do that. Like right now, I think there's a big thing to post Melody's children. And I remember seeing something like, you guys should be posting this on your platforms. Now, I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was another content creator or if it was a subscriber. But YouTube has rules about who we can post and who we can't. And children is a big deal. Now, Melody's children previously were posted all the time because they were public figures. Even on that M&M Kids page, which I'm not sure who runs it, by the way. I feel like it might be Melody, but I'm not sure, to be honest. But it said public figures under it. So people felt really comfortable reposting their children. But now we know that that isn't the case anymore. And if someone wanted to take action, they could. And so I want to prevent that. I don't want those kind of things to happen because I work way too hard to get my channel to where it is, okay? So that's what I mean by that. So sometimes people may not have all the answers or know everything, but they'll start screaming, do this, do this, do this. And if they don't see you doing it, they are making the conversation, she may not be for this person. She's clearly not for Melody because she's not doing that. And that's not it at all. It's that I have some property, my intellectual property on this channel to protect. And I'm not doing that so that I don't get myself in trouble. If someone tells you whatever that happens to be, keep it on their channel. It doesn't have to apply to all of us. We don't know it anyway. They didn't send out a memo. They're just saying it to y'all, but I don't know what the heck they're saying. And sometimes that comes back and it hits me. Yesterday, for instance, I made a video that was really, really good, but a bunch of people came over to my page talking about we're protesting this, blah, 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 blah. I'm not protesting it. I'm a content creator. I create content. And I promise you, I already looked on the internet. When I typed in the name, there's 4 or 5 videos that's going to go down tonight with that same subject matter in the title. And I assure y'all that if you went over there to their pages, they would block you. You would never see their content again. So let's stop doing that. Let's keep whatever that one person said or whoever's saying it, let's keep it to their pages and stop spreading it across everybody else's platform. That's not how it works. Only I'm responsible for my platform. So if I end up doing something because somebody else asked and I end up getting hit, and they're not going to, say, oh, child, when you get your page back up in 90 days, I'll give you all the reimbursement that you could have made for that chance. They're just going to be like, oh, you shit out of luck. And that's going to be it. So I want you guys to please just be like conscious of that. They may be asking you guys to do something, but it stays on their platform. It doesn't apply to all of us. We are all different. We don't eat lunch together. We don't call it. At least I don't. I respect them all, but I don't talk to them about what I'm going to do. I just do it. And I assume that that's what they're doing. Okay. So love you guys. Sorry that it took so long. It really kind of broke me a little bit yesterday when I was reading the comments. I was like, what did I do? And then I started like looking at other stuff. I'm like, oh, someone gave a directive and now it's applying to all of us as this blanketed, we can't do this. Baby, it doesn't apply to all of us. It applies to them and their channel. That's it. So that's all I wanted to say. Okay. Love you guys. I hope it didn't come across too harsh. It's just that I have no idea half the time what y'all be asking. And yeah, it is what it is. Okay. So put the watermark on your content. Yeah, honey, I know what you're talking about. You're right. I do need to put the watermark on my content. You didn't do anything wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong either, Morgan. I didn't realize that again, it was just chit chat that I heard. Some people came over, they made some comments on my page. I didn't agree with it, but I didn't even know what they were talking about. And then I guess they unfollowed me because I wasn't doing what another content creator had asked. But again, that person didn't reach out to me and say, this is what we're doing. And even if they did, I probably would have said no, because again, we are all different, where our job is to bring you guys content that is personal. Our opinion shouldn't sound like their opinion, period. I told you guys yesterday, I listen to 5 content creators on a regular basis every day about the same subject, and they all gave me a different perspective, and that's what I liked about them. If they all said the same thing, I would be retarded to listen to that. So I'm just saying. Okay, anywho. Enough of that. Let's get to the topics, okay? First off, let's see. We're going to talk about a variety of things. Y'all saw the thumbnail, so you know exactly why you're here, okay? And I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Let's get to this one right here. So Ajike Owens, her funeral was yesterday, you guys. Yesterday in, I believe it's Marion County. They said that it was well over 1,000 people who had traveled, just strangers who had traveled to come to the funeral. It was a pretty big deal. You could see right in this picture, we have Ben Crump and I forgot his name. That is Reverend Al Sharpton, excuse me, and her mom. They were absolutely eloquent in what they had to say. But they sat and they talked about, and they looked like they had a really, heartbreaking, but at the same time, a lot of people said that it was clearly a celebration of life. So they ended up having her funeral yesterday, and her kids were there. And of course, you guys already know that the kids feel like it's their fault. LaDawn said, you're good. People are crazy. Bump them. We love the way you do things, and we are here. Keep coming back. I appreciate it. I don't think that everybody understands that we're all different and that we're supposed to be. We're actually not supposed to copy each other. And when we do, YouTube sends out notifications like, yo, girl, did you know that this person's doing XYZ? That this person has this information? They're sharing the same content? So if that happens, that makes us look a little raggedy in what we're doing. So you guys come over, you spend your time with us. I'm assuming you're spending your time with us because you want to hear what we specifically have to say. So I'm just going to say that. What did you say? Wait, I'm lost. What happened? Are they coming for Diana and the child? They've been coming for me for the last 3-4 weeks. Okay. But anyway, let's talk about Ajike real fast. So again, her funeral was yesterday. They said that there was over 1,000 people in attendance. Her children, of course, were there, and a lot of people reached out to the kiddos to make sure that they're okay. Right now, the state of Florida, I believe they said every HBCU in Florida has offered these kids a full scholarship. They said as long as they graduate college, they can choose the college they'd like to attend in Florida, which is absolutely amazing. But they're going to need therapy. They're going to need a whole lot of things. And that is what I am most concerned about right now. And I'm sure a lot of people are concerned about, not just me. I'm asking all of us to be concerned. The GoFundMe is still up. I have given some money, and I'll continue to give, when I can, spare something to offer. But right now they're asking for $1 million, which I don't necessarily think is that horrible. I think that we should get them to $1 million. I'd love it if we could get them over $1 million. And again, this would cover all of the fees, all of the expenses, and those kiddos need a lot. They need a lot of therapy, from losing their mother. So hopefully we can keep giving if we can to make sure that they get what they need. And we shouldn't stop just with Ajike. We need to, as a community, be there in these situations. Anytime we see a wrong like that, we need to do what we need to do to make sure that it gets righted. We can't bring that woman back, but we definitely can make sure that her kids understand there was a group of people, a community of people that didn't know them and wanted them to be okay, that wanted to take care of them. Okay. So hopefully we are still keeping an eye on this. I told you guys, I'm covering it to trial and to verdict. I do want to say that Susan Owens is still in jail. She has not been able to make the $150,000 bond. So I think they said that she needed $15,000 or $16,000, maybe more, a little $17,000. She needs that in order to bail out, and she has not been able to do it yet. So, anywho, let's keep moving. Okay, let's get to the next one real fast. The next one I want to talk to you guys about is these two right here, child. This is RHOA. We got Kim Zolciak and Bierman and her husband, Croy. Croy said that Kim is completely unfit to keep the kids. He said that he wants her out of the house and away from the children right now. He has asked for an emergency order to remove her. And I wanted to know what you guys thought about it. Again, these are people that everyone thought was the perfect couple. Even Sheree said that on Watch What Happens Live just this past Sunday. She was like, I thought they were going to be together forever. This has come as a complete and total shock to me. Croy is fighting dirty. He's like, I need to establish myself as the primary parent for these kiddos right now, and I want her out the house. So even though I believe they both took a parenting class, they both had gotten a certificate, from what I'm understanding. I had read a couple of things and I talked to you guys about it a couple of videos ago. He's now asking that she be removed, period, from the children's care. I would really love to hear what you guys think about that. We don't always see men fighting for the children and accusing the moms of being bad mothers in public the way we are currently seeing that. So I wanted to know what your thoughts were on that. Next story, Tyler Perry, baby. Listen, there was a whole bunch of stories that came out last night saying that Tyler Perry had acquired BET. And now they're saying that this original report has been taken down, that they believe that there was a misstep in communicating it. And I wanted to know what you guys thought about it. That's unfortunate if it was. I mean, we knew that he was trying to acquire BET, but it looks like it didn't happen. And people are backpedaling and trying to make sure that all traces of that story has been removed from the internet. Let's see what Lisa Love had to say. She said, "You were right. Kim and Kroy are looking more and more like the War of the Roses for sure. And the biggest thing is he's trying to remove her from the house. So he's definitely got a good attorney, because this attorney's like, listen, if you say that she's a bad mama, she can't be in the house. She got to go. The house is the stability for the children. So she keeps the house, or you keep the house, you keep the kids." That's what it looks like to me. Someone said he needs to hire you. Who needs to hire me? Kroy, get out of town. I would never. Even for Kim, I could never. Let's see what else is going on. Let me know if you meant Kroy. I don't know. Betty said, my opinion is that Kroy would be the better parent. Really, y'all like Kroy, huh? I've seen too much of the other side of Kroy to give him that type of grace. I honestly think that Kim sways with the man. So for the worst of the behavior that we see of Kim, it's because it's encouraged by the man. That's my opinion. And I've seen her, we've seen her with other people. She feels like she sways with whatever the man's opinion is. So she's just the one acting it out. But you have to pay attention to those kind of relationships, especially when they've been together for long periods of time. They have a way of, they both feed off of each other. For as bad as people thought Kim's behavior was, Kroy was okay with it, right on up until there was no more money. So that's what I think. But y'all I'm interested in your opinion, because that's what makes the channel great. I do want to say, I gave you guys a story about former President Trump. Well, he has been arrested. He turned himself in today for all of those indictments and all that stuff. But the biggest thing here is that he is still moving forward with running for president. There's nothing in the Constitution that says, arrest or felonies or charges or any of those things, whether you are found guilty or innocent, can stop you from running for president. Now, a felony can stop you from voting in certain states, and they'll put you back in jail for a long period of time if they find out. But it doesn't stop you from becoming the president. So I want to know your thoughts about that. Should there be new language in the Constitution? This is the first time it's ever happened. I don't know why they didn't think it was going to go down like this, but it is what it is. And I know a lot of people are saying, what about Biden? What about Biden? Well, when Biden has his term, we'll talk about it. Right now, we're talking about Trump. This is the hot topic. So that's what we're going to talk about. Okay. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? Oh, Kenya Moore's divorce. There's a lot of topics I told y'all. So Kenya Moore's divorce. Apparently, her husband is saying that she is intentionally dragging out the divorce proceedings, and that they have already worked out a parenting plan and payment. I guess he's asking for some sort of a child support. He said that she's dragging her feet and signing the paperwork, even though this part of it has been squared away, and he wants the judge to force her to sign the papers. Okay, sign the papers. Who said that? Let me know in the comments. Let me know who says sign the papers. Let's see what else you guys have to say. Patricia said, yes, the Constitution need to be written, updated, right? I agree with you. Yeah, there's a whole lot of things that need to be updated, but they're slow about doing it. And it makes you wonder, with all these supposed outdated rules like slavery and things like that, that they just update them and make it, I think they said that, what law was Kamala Harris trying to put on the books? I think it was about hanging, being I forgot what the actual language was for it. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. But she was trying to put that on the books as basically the top of the hate crime type of thing. And they said that they had to push that through Congress 50 times before it got passed. Just an FYI. So let's talk about the next subject. Let's talk about Nene leaks. You guys know the other day, on Sunday's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, they had actually put up a picture of an old episode of the Housewives, Real Housewives, I think it was season 4. But you guys can see Nene has been taken out of this picture. Now, she's been on for 12 seasons. She was the one who brought the show to Andy Cohen. or to Bravo. She had handpicked all of the season 1 players, and Atlanta Housewives put the other Housewives shows on the map. So we know that, I believe the OC was the first one, I believe. However, it did not really pick up or roll out the rest of the franchises until after NeNe Leakes and RHOA showed up on the scene. Well, now they are removing NeNe's likeness from the promo ads, and I'm not sure if they're also removing them from the show, but it was actually kind of heartbreaking for me to see, because, let's see, 50 times. Yes, ma'am, Shirley Ann, and I'm going to find it and post it on my community page so you guys can see it, okay? But 50, or excuse me, they are digitally removing her from the promo, from all ads, and I don't know how this happened or when it happened. Now, NeNe did make a comment saying that she saw it and she, was really hurt by it. However, I wanted to know what you guys thought about it. Like I said, NeNe literally made the Bravo platform. Whether they want to believe it or not, I know that she has had some personal issues when she was leaving, but I always said that NeNe's breakdown happened when she figured out that Greg was not okay. Y'all remember on the show, she played that entire season out. Greg had went to the doctor. The doctor recommended radiation. He said, no, I'm not doing it. NeNe was like, this is Greg's decision. I wish he would, but it's Greg's decision. We didn't really know anything was wrong until NeNe was off the show. And then months later, but that would have all happened right in that period of time. She was going through a lot and she was keeping it to herself, and she didn't feel like she was getting the support from the cast. It was a shock for all of the cast, including Andy Cohen. Like, all of them reached out to her. All of them sent her flowers. She did invite the entire cast to the funeral. A lot of people showed up and gave their condolences. Some people weren't able to. But there was no grace given. And I feel like if they would have had a conversation where they could have been like, you know what, this person was going through something tough, and maybe we should just kind of reach out and say, we're sorry. Because if y'all would have watched her when they were asking her, did Andy Cohen reach out to you? Did this? She was really happy that he did. She was like, he did. I heard from everybody on the cast. You can tell that warmed her heart, because that was really her family for all those years. Let's see. Someone said, regardless of all that, she sued her employer and they are handling it as any company would. That's not true, Isis. There's a lot of people that have feuds with their whatever employer, and they didn't get digitally removed from the promo. That's not true. You can still, right now, we know that Tamar had a feud with We Television. You can still buy certain things online, and everybody's still physically in those promo pics. Let me see what Carolyn Minter says. She said, NeNe said that she would sue Bravo if they used her likeness or talked about her. So what was they supposed to do? Okay, honey, that's a good point. I did not hear that part, but I trust you saying that. I appreciate your honesty and your content. Keep slaying. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you, Sherry. Journey said, while I agree that NeNe made the platform from a business standpoint because of the turmoil in the lawsuit, I see why they did. I personally don't think that's right, but you never know what the contract says. Well, we know that Mariah, is her name Mariah Huq, had issues with Bravo, and they fought her tooth and nail. She kept silent, but when NeNe came out and said, this company has done this, and this, she actually applauded NeNe. She was like, you're damn right. They have done that. And Mariah and NeNe aren't the only people to say it. Ebony, what is her last name? Who's the young lady who made the bus comment about the bus driver? She came out and said the exact same thing. And I'm going to tell you what else she did. She went to the human resources department to say, I've seen your employees or staff, other cast members, call people the N-word, say certain things. And they shut the entire cast down when she did that. Now they all got fired, but Ebony to this day has been invited back to the Watch What Happens live set. She was there not but a month ago. So that's not true and completely, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Let me see what else you guys have to say. Nene handled it wrong, period. Hard stop. Okay. All right. I just wanted to hear from y'all. I will say this. If you guys ever had a fight, but you as a Black woman or Black man or whomever who has done something that was the first time ever, you laid out a platform for someone, I would still want you to be acknowledged and recognized for your work. That's me. Ebony K. Williams. Thank you so much, Lisa Love. I appreciate that. Ebony K. Williams went down and brought the whole house of New York down, the entire house. They got rid of everybody, okay? And she was there for one season. She said, this is what I saw with my own eyes, and I ain't gonna watch this mess anymore because that's not who I am. I am an activist. Y'all knew who you were getting when you brought me to this channel, when you brought me to this platform. But I tell you what you'll never do. I'll never sit here and watch this kind of crap happen, okay? So I thought that was cool. She's pretty proud of it. Let's see, what else did you guys have to say? Why would Nene want Bravo to show her? Well, she's a part of the old episodes. Racist Network or not, she absolutely was on it. But there's a lot of Black people who work for racist to this very day, okay? They're your neighbors. They're people that you call boss. They are people that you call coworker. It doesn't mean that when you report them, that you should be erased. It doesn't mean that. So we have to also keep that in mind. We're not supposed to stay silent about these things. We're supposed to tell. We're supposed to tell like people told, so that we could all be walking the earth right now. That is important. Sometimes I don't know, it's how we're taught, but it's okay to tell. It's okay to tell. That's my opinion. Let's see what else. And yes, I do understand people are saying, well, why did she stay? And da, 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 da. This is what I'm telling you. We all work in environments that may not be the best. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to stay there and support our families if that's what we're doing, if that's what we have to do. And I don't care what the environment is. I worked in a medical office and hospital setting for well over 12 years. It was one of the most racist damn settings I've ever worked. I heard every name that you could possibly hear. And they would walk in and help the very patient they were talking about. Okay, call them everything under the book. And sometimes we give people a pass because our mind says, oh, medical profession, this person's supposed to help. I tell everybody to this very day, make sure you walk into those spaces with someone who can advocate for you, because I promise you, you don't get the same service or help that the other people do. It's just, it is what it is. And we have to acknowledge that as well. Let's see what else is going on. Let's talk about the ratings too. RHOA, check out the bump. Okay, 921,000 last episode, Sunday night's episode. This is considered a season high. And then we have Love and Marriage Huntsville that is still staying above the 300,000 marker, which is great because we did have a season low. It was, I think, 265,000 or something like that. But it did lose about 30,000, 31,000 viewers. Now, I told you guys that I thought that they probably picked up a bunch of new people because of the interview that had been heard around all social media platforms. So sometimes people get a little bit, curious, and they might have given it a watch, but it did not sustain. So let's see. A Jade Stone said, facts. My mother-in-law told me the same thing. She worked in the hospital for over 20 years. For sure. I'm not making this up. If you ever have to go to the hospital or to a doctor's office, if you can bring someone, bring them, because you're focused on your health and you're, believing everything this person's saying, but you need somebody who's paying attention to those little things, the little things that happen, and they're not the best. Okay. And that goes for everybody, doctors, nurses, the head of the hospital, they all they're coming in with the same biases and racism and all that stuff that they would do anywhere else. They just know how to smile more. They smile more, and it's a performance, and they put it on, they walk out the room, and they turn it off. It's as simple as that. Let's see what else. Okay. I want to give you guys the link because I'd love for you to, some of you to come up and talk to me about it. Let's see what time it is too, because I told y'all that I didn't want to keep you very long. Okay. We're doing good. We're doing good. Okay. So here is the link. Here we go. Woo. All right. I think I did it. Did I do it? No. Maybe let me put the link up one more time. I don't think it actually happened. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so I just pinned the link. If you are interested in coming up and chit-chatting for a little bit about any of the topics, please do. Okay, look, I see you guys. Hey, Ty. Hey, LaDawn.
Hey.
Hi, how are you? Hey, Ty. What's going
It's about to go down today.
What's up? You want to talk about the former president?
No, don't disrespect him like that, President Trump.
Oh, okay. Are you a Trump supporter?
No. Now, Dyana.
Yes.
Didn't we have this conversation about my Facebook?
About your hat?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I know. Okay, honey.
Okay.
Listen.
We're not gonna talk about that right now.
Okay.
Not yet. Okay.
Not
Did
yet.
you get my email?
I got it, and I started to watch it, and I got like 10, 15 minutes in, but I didn't
I
watch
would like to wait till you watch it, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
First of all, I want to go over the topics. I'm gonna try not to be too long. But before I say anything, how are you doing today? Are you okay?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing okay. Good.
You ready?
Good. I'm ready, child. Hit me with your best shot.
Okay. So we see Mel, she is on vacation with the beautiful drinks, and she parasailing, right? And she got the pretty blue water, and she's smiling, she looking good, right?
Yes.
And then we see, hold on one second. Then we see Martell on the ferry with the dirty, muddy water with an arm in the picture. But we don't care. We do not care.
What's going on? Someone's saying Anthony's in the chat. Hey, Anthony. Okay, go ahead.
Anthony.
So what happened?
I'm just saying, I don't know why Martell is constantly trying to compete with Melody. He's going to lose every time. Every time. So I guess he got an arm, somebody's arm in the picture.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of an arm in the picture. I did see that.
Okay, so the Kenya thing.
Okay.
I want to know. Well, I don't. I want to know why it's taking so long for her to go ahead. If it is true, and she want to be out this divorce, because she brings it up, a lot.
She brought it up last episode.
That's what I'm saying.
The new guy that she's saying, he hasn't proposed to me yet. I was like, well, you ain't even divorced yet.
Right. Okay, so she needs to go ahead and do that. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion. Marlo is bringing the ratings, whether they like it or not.
Uh-oh. Got it.
She is what's happening. If Marlo wasn't there, what else would they be doing and talking about right now?
You got
what we gonna be? What Kenya's sad ass trip? What we gonna be talking about? Drew barely be there. Sonya ain't got nothing going on. Don't nobody want to hear about her people moving out. We don't care.
Right.
The major thing what people overlooking is they want to know what happened at the old lady game recently. Why you not talking about that, right? So she said is for legal reasons, right? However, it was already on TMZ. You brought the person who got pow on the show. So why not just go ahead and have a conversation, address it, and move on? Because that's what it's really about. It's not so much about this Marlo nephew thing. I mean, that's just Marlo being Marlo.
So
that's my opinion.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that the producers are pushing Marlo?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, because this whole Marlo, you're right. For me, when I'm watching, I'm like, well, this was done like 2 weeks ago. The fact that it keeps coming up, and we already saw the producer come on set and say, you want to discuss the pink elephant? Like, we can't let you sit here and not have this conversation.
And talk about new grits on the menu. Don't nobody want to hear that neither.
Right. So that's that. Yeah, because it was going to be a very what's the word I'm looking for? Vanilla scene. If all they were going to talk about is the food, right?
Right.
Oh, people eat this new food and da. And for them, I think the network was like, well, we gave y'all shows about the restaurants.
Come on, they want something for their money.
We want something for our money. No, we put into y'all. Now the show didn't make it, unfortunately. The show didn't make it, but we put into you guys, so we need you to put into this show.
This is the same thing I was thinking about with the Sheree situation. This is why she pulling all kind of tricks out her goddamn bag.
What kind of trick she pull out, girl? What
Martell situation and everything.
But Andy Cohen, he caught her in a lie on Sunday. So
and let me tell you, and then gonna try to give him a she buy Sheen bag. You hear me?
Facts. You are right.
Okay, what about Croy? What other things that you know about Croy?
Croy isn't too different from Big Papa.
So you mean he got money?
No, he was attached allegedly when Kim got with him, right?
Okay, but he had money. He had a career.
Not a money thing. And I want to just say this. I know a lot of people feel like he had this great booming career. He barely played for the Falcons. And I know this because my husband is a Falcons fan. But when I asked him how did things go with Croy, he was like, we barely saw Croy. And when they traded his ass, and he was only on the other team for a month before they let him go, period. He didn't even try out for another team, and he didn't try to do anything else. Become a sportscaster, nothing. He was living the life with Kim. When I say that, my feeling
taught it from the party.
Correct. When my feeling is in regards to his personality and him, I know everybody's like, his family didn't want him. His family didn't like that Kim had too many brown people around. That was their problem. Kim was
really okay.
Yeah, Kim was.
But outside of that, because we're looking at it like that, he may be the better parent for the children, because we know and we have seen what's her name, Kim, with some issues. When she first got on the scene, she had the shifty wig and the whorish attitude.
Yeah, so I'll say this. You don't think that it's interesting that men who are with women, because usually men lead in the relationships, when you watch those old episodes of Croy, like jumping in the cameraman's face and threatening them and puffing up anytime Kim would do something completely racist, y'all didn't find a problem with that. And it's okay if you didn't. I'm just asking.
I did, but I still see more of a problem with Kim.
You still see more of a problem with Kim?
Absolutely. She let her daughter get plastic surgery at 16.
Carolyn, I'm sorry. Y'all can all talk. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But I agree with what she's saying. But Kim let her daughter get plastic surgery at 16, 15, 16, 17 years old.
Not just Kim let her daughter. Kim and Kim.
Well, Croy adopted the first set. Those were Kim's kids. She has the final say. But I feel like Kim is unhinged, not stable mentally. She's just about money and looks and not instilling a routine or morals and values in the kid. I see Croy like, no, you should go to bed at a certain time. No, you shouldn't be on that phone doing this. I see him more put in structure.
Did you see this on the show? Why do you see it like that?
Because he tended more to the kids. Even if it wasn't with homework, we did see him tend more to the kids than Kim.
Okay, someone said that they did. I'm just asking.
And
I didn't
also,
watch the show.
Oh yeah, he was more, like I said, even if you didn't see scenes of homework and stuff, he was the one more tending to the kids while she was trying to be glamorous.
Okay. I agree with Valerie. I want y'all to know that I'm not a supporter or fan
have
of
you
Clint,
have you
but
seen
I'm
Kim?
okay.
I'm
I
sorry. Have you seen Kim?
I've seen Kim, and this is what I think about Kim personally. I think that even though we saw some craziness with him, I also think that Kim is incredibly smart. Like she understood how to play the game when she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I think she would have been cool on that show if it wasn't for Croy. She changed up when Croy came into her life. I don't want to do anything with the black girls. I don't want to be a part of the show anymore. I'm going to come in late. I'm not going on any cast trips. All of those things, including stealing Candy's song, came after Croy. That is why I feel like Croy was a little bit of a puppet master. Kim was just kind
Wait a minute. You saying Kandi, the don't be tardy for the party came after Croy?
did it come after Croy?
No, it
No,
came
it
before
came
Croy.
before Croy.
But this is what I'm glad you brought that up, because this is what I was going to say to you. Kim used that as an excuse to get out, because you know her and Kandi was beefing behind that song.
I remember they went to
kept
court.
coming after her.
They went to court, and I feel like the only reason why Kandi became okay with it is because the network promised Kandi something. I'm not sure what. I don't know if they gave her a portion of something. Because I remember,
Listen, Kandi is a good businesswoman. She's a very good negotiator. After that happened, and it was on camera, and they offered Kim to go somewhere else and pay her. Well, you ain't got to stay here. We're gonna give you your own show.
but she stayed here
Kandi
for several years
negotiated.
after. She stayed here for several years after that.
Okay, but Kandi negotiated her stuff too. That's when she started having the ski trip, the snow trip, and whatever other shows.
Yeah.
That was her compensation.
I
Right?
understand. I agree with you 100%.
And look how Kim used to treat what is the girl? Sweetie. Before Croy came, she was treating her like silly. Okay.
Yeah.
And Nene already said that Kim was racist before Croy came along. Croy just added to her stuff and gave her a backbone, gave her somebody to back her up.
Nene said, I remember what Nene said. She said that what was it, Big Papa? I remember specifically her saying that he flicked a lit cigarette at her and called her out her name. I remember it called her the B word.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that I want you guys to hear. Now, I was wondering where were they? Because not only did Nene say it, Kandi said it, and there was another, and I don't know if it was Phaedra or if it was Cynthia, I don't know who, but they all said they saw it. And I was like, well, where the hell were all y'all where y'all saw this? Because nobody was allowed to see Big Papa. And Kim, I heard Carlos King say he would be on set.
Yep.
And he would hide in the closet so people wouldn't film him. And I was like, I wonder if they saw that mess on set. And if they did, the fact that they let Kim's boyfriend be on set and do that kind of mess to that girl.
Now you see why Nene flipped out?
I understand why she flipped out. And I also understand why she said that there is a racism problem.
Yes.
Confirmed by more than one.
Absolutely. So I agree that Croy ain't no better than her. But as far as the kids, because they got to go somewhere, he's a better fit for the kids.
He's a better parent.
Better parent.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't like him like that. We just
No, I don't like Croy neither.
And okay, I'm asking. I don't know. This is all. Let me put my little banner up, child. I lost my banner for a second. Hold on.
This is my personal
opinion. This is all alleged. We just talking about what we saw on the show, what we heard. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so then real quick about what's his name? Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, what you got?
Trying to buy the BET. He know he got old skeletons in his closet. He better relax. You see what happened to Bill Cosby trying to buy that NBC. He better relax.
What skeletons does he have in his closet, child?
They done already gave him the big. Let him acquire the big studios, big old plots of land, and do all that over there. He better calm down.
Old Confederate, yes.
I'm trying to tell you. making whole
I've
cities
been over
on
there.
there.
It's beautiful. But yes, you think that who is BT owned by? Wasn't it owned by a black man, or he was the CEO? He was the CEO.
No. Remember when they tried to okay, I know they probably said that what is her name? The lady who they used to present the most.
Bob Johnson owned the BET.
She wasn't okay, so the lady who they used to present the most, I forgot her name.
I know who you talk about.
Your skin woman with
yes.
curly hair.
Susan.
Yes, she didn't own
Susan.
it. They made it seem like
Yeah.
she owned it.
Susan, I can't think of her last name.
So it's a white person.
But Bob Johnson owned it. He was the first one to acquire BET, a black man.
Okay.
And I've heard that Tyler Perry has already won that bid on BET and has merged it with VHS
But that's
A1 or something.
they retracted it. That's what Dana was saying that.
Oh, they retracted it because I know his bid, he had outbid
Puffy.
Puff Daddy. And from what I heard, that it was a done deal with Tyler Perry.
But we heard that this morning.
Y'all heard something different?
No, we heard that. You're right, this morning. But Dana said they're trying to wipe the internet with that because it's not factual yet.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right then.
So time will tell.
They've taken everything off, and you're saying that you believe that there's something else going on, Ty?
I don't know. I'm just back here peeping through the bushes. That's all. Just speaking my personal opinion. And my last thing.
Yes.
Miss Owens, right? You know, some that is printed. I can't give you the publication right now because I can't remember it. But it's printed that they're gonna try and slide. So I'm glad you're gonna watch this trial. They're gonna try and slide the what is that? Stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Yeah. And see, it's gonna come down to if she was aggressive going over there.
But listen, wasn't she in the house? Don't you have to be on your ground?
So she was in her house and she
was in there. And she shot through the door, right?
She was on the porch, you know, whatever point of door that is her property. Even
but the neighbors are witnesses, and they said that the woman in the house was the one that was wrong, that the black lady was not like that. So they got witnesses. Everybody's against that woman, even the neighborhood.
That's good.
They could try it. They could try it, but it
as far as I'm concerned, she committed a hate crime in addition to the murder, because they heard her saying all kind of racial slurs and what have you.
Not only that, LaDon, what I don't like, I have to check the state of Florida as far as the statutes. What I don't like is they charged her with manslaughter.
Right.
In my opinion, you had that gun ready.
Mm-hmm.
That lady was coming.
Premeditated.
Shot her.
That's it.
The thing, guys, I wanted to say this. Hold on, Ty. What I wanted to say was, I said this in the other day on my video that they hadn't brought hate crime charges against her. And from what I'm understanding, that's a federal charge. So we have to wait for the federal government to intervene.
Pick it up. Okay.
And then who knows if they can bring the charges up after that happens, because you're right. She absolutely, Deborah Lee, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Deborah Lee, for sure. Okay, so
my son, Dana, is going through that right now. My son is 15, and we live in a better neighborhood than where I grew up, I'm gonna say. You know, and it's a lot of different color folks out here. We're a minority out here. And he's been called all kinds of racial names. He's in high school, and he's been letting it go because he's not a complainer, and he's the type of kid that he'll say something back like "F you, fat boy," or whatever. He'll say something back, so he don't consider it as bullying. So last week he got fed up because this has been going on, and the boy said something again, pushed my son, smacked him. My son fought that boy, but my son is training. He's going to be a boxer. So my son broke his nose, the eyes messed up or whatever. So I had to go to the school, and they're taking my son to court for assault and battery. So now my thing is, okay, now can I press charges too because
you
of the
need to
hate
get
crime?
you an attorney. You need to get your attorney and file harassment.
But I'll say this. Legally, boxers, if they get into a fight with
He's
someone,
not
and
registered
he's training.
Registered, but you need to go to a lawyer because they will probably say your son was trained to know how to do X, Y, and Z.
No, he's training right now, Diana.
They don't know he's in. I got him in boxing. I pay that bill.
Okay, he didn't know. Okay,
they don't know he's in boxing. I know what
Diana. He's not registered boxer. He's in training to be a boxer, so he's not registered.
Okay.
Okay. Can I say something before my breath leave me?
Okay. What's up, Carolyn?
All right. Okay. The first one I want to talk about is Marlo and Kandi.
Okay.
What I don't like about this is that Kandi and Todd took a risk putting an upscale restaurant in the hood. They employed plenty of Black people at that restaurant. So why is it so important for Marlo to talk about this in conjunction with her cousin, nephew, or whoever he was, when he wasn't even working for Kandi? He met the person at her restaurant and decided to be a roommate with this person. What does Kandi have to do with that? Marlo gives me anxiety when I watch the show. Every time you look up, she's either digging at Kandi or she's going after Kenya. They can't have no kind of pleasant time because Marlo is right there starting some kind of confusion. And so I don't call that entertaining. Okay. That's not entertaining to me at all. In fact of the matter, it turns me off. I don't like all of that cutting up that Marlo is doing.
I respect that. Okay, so
I agree. But that's why I asked if you guys thought that the producers was pushing Marlo with the story.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yes. Marlo was violent? I'm sorry, Diana. Miss Carolyn, did you say Marlo was violent?
No, I did not. I didn't say anything, but she is violent. But I didn't say it in that situation. I'm saying, why do she continue to want to talk about something? Is she trying to tear down another Black woman's business? What is the end game?
Get her to talk about what happened.
But they don't want to talk about it. And so if you see somebody do not want to keep talking about it, why do you keep on pushing and pulling? Here's Sheree sitting up. Look, Sheree is sitting up talking about you could go to a restaurant. You, instead of getting biscuits, you'll get bullets. All of that to me is tearing down a Black-owned business. So Karen, you're coming against another woman's business.
Hold on 1 second, Carolyn. Let me just say this. Let me say this because what is going on right now, and Marlo is basically saying what I would hear a producer say, except she's not saying the producers told me to. You know what I'm saying? But she keeps saying Kandi's not owning her money. She's not
earning
what she's supposed. Yeah, earning her money by giving the show she's supposed to give. She has been saying that for a minute, and now she's pushing it, and she's pushing it with the two top dogs, Kenya and Kandi. And the reason why these rumors have ran rampant about whether or not they were going to get rid of these two is because they have gotten into a place where they've become comfortable. Now, the one thing I'm going to say Nene, is she had a storyline that people followed every season, and it wasn't just her fight with whomever.
That's right.
Side, this is what's going on with my home, whether it was her husband, her son, or herself. She always brought you a second story. Right now, these ladies are only giving us the back and forth between each other.
In
Okay,
Kenya, wait a minute,
me-
Caroline. In Kenya, the only reason why Kenya has been skating by is because of her beef with Marlo. Other than that, she wouldn't be telling nothing. She would be saying nothing.
And Kenya has had this divorce ongoing for the last 3-4 years.
That's right.
Listen, it would be 1,000 years if this man is after my stuff that I had before he got there. I wouldn't be signing anything. Kenya built that home from the ground up, and he spent exactly 3 months in that home, and he's trying to take my home. I would stay married to him until I went to the grave.
But
I wouldn't sign anything.
Carolyn,
Say, did what? Huh?
Here's a problem, Carolyn. She's not talking about it though. She's not sharing any of that. She's keeping all of that information to herself. So if someone says to her, "How are things going?" she blows it off. She acts like
she would be talking about the marriage. When she talks about the divorce, they said that's her storyline every year. They come against her and criticize her from even talking about the divorce, saying that divorce is taking longer than it is for her to marry. What is it more to say? What I'm saying is, what more is it to say about the divorce?
Caroline, there's nothing more to say, so she need to be off the show. You're right, Carolyn. Carolyn, bingo. There's nothing more to say, so get off the show because you don't got no storyline. You ain't earning all those hundreds of thousands they paying you. Scoot to the left, to the left, to the left.
You are on the reality show. We want to see what else is going on. We don't want
details.
To be here 5 years talking about no divorce tomorrow. Mark said she didn't want to sign the papers. It's two sides to every story. I know you follow Kenya and you see Kenya all the time. She have her story. Mark have his story.
Everything it takes to make it a show. Since season 5. Then you talk about get Nene. Let me explain something to you about Nene. For the last 2 years that she was on there, Nene would get up and walk off the reunion. She jumped on a producer and knocked his teeth out. And then, I don't know if it's true or not, because Portia lies all the time too. She claimed that Portia had pushed her or something when she was pregnant. Nene wasn't given anything.
Oh no!
Those last 2 years on that show. She wasn't given anything. Nene was more unlikable for me than Marlo. She tried to spit on Kenya. So can't nobody tell me nothing about Nene. I don't want to hear that. And then if this is a racist show, and Andy is racist and a snowhead, then what I'm saying is, why do you want to work for these people?
Okay, so I'm gonna put you on mute because you're asking 12 questions at the same time. You ain't giving anybody any chance to answer. But stay up here. We're gonna get the questions for you. Okay. So the last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta that Nene was on, she brought Greg having cancer to the show. She was at odds with everybody. Yes. She had a bad season the season before because she was at odds with everybody. When she came back, she attempted to apologize to everyone, including Kenya, and Kenya gave her the hardest time. Everybody didn't want to take her apology. Portia was the quickest one to accept it, but everybody else was giving her the blues. But Nene was going through some real life mess. She had her husband who was sick, and she brought that storyline to the show. She was dealing with it in real time. And that is what I'm saying. So when they went to the doctor and he said, okay, we did the chemo, but we would love to do radiation. And he said, no, I'm just going to do some natural whatever.
Mm-hmm. Holistic. He wanted to do holistic medicine.
He wanted to do holistic medicine. And when she heard that, she was as strong as can be in saying, I'm okay with Greg's decision. I would love for it to be different, but I can't. I got to let him make his own decision. And then she brought all of Greg's children, all of his other children, onto that show to sit in that house and talk to their father, and then also share with them, listen, I never tried to keep you guys from your father. Nene gave more of her home life, and I mean her home life, not her mama's, daddy's, sister's, brother life. She gave her own inside my home life.
And that's tough, Dana.
Show facts.
Going through cancer.
Nobody understand that. And when I saw it, I was like, when he said no, I was like, Nene is processing this in a way that we are watching. She's making it seem okay, but she's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Diana, can I say this right quick?
Yes, ma'am.
So then when Kenya come on, let's not forget Nene brought her into the circle and said, "Ooh, child, you got a white refrigerator. Ooh, let's put your shoes on."
Kenya and Nene says the same thing about each other, and you know they do not like each other. Nene said, Kenya says Nene is good for the show. And so she would like to see her back on the show. Okay. Nene says the same thing about Kenya, and you know that her and Kenya do not get along, but Nene said that Kenya was good for the show. She will do anything that it takes for the show. This woman has been dragged through the mud by Apollo and
so that means when
Kenya is mud.
Well, I ain't gonna even answer that because I tell you one thing: they don't put mud in history books. They don't put mud in the history books. I hope that wasn't a black woman who said that, because that's really low down.
Okay, I had to.
That's really low.
Carolyn, I had to put some people on mute, but I'm gonna ask you to move on to the next topic that you said you wanted to share.
Okay, my next topic.
Okay.
Okay, my next topic is, why is it that people keep on saying that Bravo should let Nene back on the show?
Why are
I don't understand that.
Because of the ratings and the show, that the storylines ain't good. And Nene, when she was on the show, her and a couple of other people, the ratings stayed high. There was more excitement. And the show is failing for the last 4 years. You know, it's suffering. And they need to bring the people back that made the show.
Okay.
That's the reason. A lot of people don't like Nene, but she's good for TV.
What I have to say, it was a reason that Bravo was cutting Nene's shows down. For the last 2 years, Nene acted like she was running Bravo. She was more than the girls, that they were her employees. And Bravo, she wanted to sue them, and she did. So what makes her think that you have sued this company, but I'm going to take you back?
Conflict
you have
of
called
interest.
wait a minute. You have called my company racist.
It is.
You talked about the boss and the host of the show, calling him a snowhead and a racist. But so what makes her think they're going to hire her back?
Hold on.
This is something I don't understand.
Hold on 1 second, Carolyn. I'm just gonna say we're gonna have to agree to this. Everything that you said has been proven, though. The snowhead, all of that, and Nene's not the only one who said it. There's been plenty of people that said it. People that look exactly like him have said it. So that's the thing. It's not that it's untrue. She simply said it. That's it.
Did they sue Bravo?
Well, they didn't work for Bravo. But
okay, but she did, right?
But Carolyn, just because you work for someone, if something's happening that's for something that you know, I don't think that it's fair for you not to talk about it. You should share. Just like the people before us said, we're gonna make some sacrifices so that the people that move past us can live differently. It's important to shut,
yeah, but what I'm saying is talking about it and suing is two different things. See, I'd be trying to get an understanding of something. Okay. If this, why would well, okay, carry on.
No, I'm saying, what else did you want to share? What else did you want? I know how you feel about Nene. I don't think that will convince you to feel otherwise.
No, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. It's nothing that can be done to make me feel anything for Nene.
Talk about
I love Nene. Season 1 and 2. Baby, I loved myself some Nene.
Okay.
But it gradually left year after year, and the last 2 years for Nene. That did.
Everybody's cup of tea.
Can I say my favorite before we switch the subject? Can I say my favorite reunion?
Okay.
Is when
comments said, Carolyn, you are correct. So just so you know, you got supporters, okay?
Thank you.
So my favorite reunion was when Portia dragged Kenya. I loved it. That was my favorite reunion. All right, the next thing, can I bring up something I want to talk about? I don't know if you touched on it.
Hold on.
Can I answer to that Portia and that Portia and dragging Kenya situation? Can I speak on that, and then I'm gonna be quiet?
Carolyn, you are probably the funnest person I've ever had up here. Go ahead.
Listen, let me tell you about this Portia and Kenya situation. Okay. Portia's vocabulary is so low that she's at that point, she was 30-something-year-old woman, and she did not understand fighting with the words because she didn't have any words to fight with.
No, she was fighting when she put that thing in her face.
No. It's you have to fight with your words on this show. Stop showing your violent side.
I'll say this.
The one that was low rating this show to me is Portia. Okay. How you on TV in your job, sleeping with porn stars and women? You
allegedly,
on your job.
And in her opinion,
she said it. She admitted it.
Okay, Carolyn, hold on. I had to mute everybody. Okay. So we keep going down the same rabbit hole. So I'm just gonna end the conversation there. I'm gonna have my next person. Let's have True Wisdom say something. She came up. I want to hear a different opinion. True Wisdom, welcome to the channel.
Hi, Diana and panel. Can you hear me clearly, or is it a background noise?
You sound fine for now. There's just a little bit of feedback, though.
Yeah, I think that's my fan. Let me just turn it off real quick.
Okay. Everybody stay on the panel. I don't have a problem with that. We just keep going down the same rabbit hole. So we're going to end the conversation because there's no way that we could be okay? There's no way that we're going to agree to it. So I'm hoping that True Wisdom has something to say about the variety of topics that we had today. Okay? True Wisdom?
And let's talk about Jocelyn.
Can you?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, no, somebody else was talking. First time on your panel. Love your panel. I always watch. I just don't, be in the on comments as much. Calling from Mexico.
Hi, girl. Thank you. What's
loving Mexico. But yeah. So is it okay to talk about RHOA, or you want to talk about something?
No, you can talk about it. You can talk about it. Some people were very passionate, and I have nothing wrong with that. I love your opinions, but go ahead, share what you got to say about it.
All I wanted to say, and no disrespect to the lady speaking, because she's older, so I'm going to show respect, but I think she's just a little misinformed about what she's saying about the whole Nene and the Kandi and the Kenya and all that, because I've watched from day one, and I've also watched the dynamics of all the ladies and what all happened with that Nene situation. And what people are missing is, let's go back to when Nene said that the network wasn't treating them well and they were going to band together and they were going to go to the network and say, okay, we want glam, we want this, we want insurance, because they didn't even have insurance. They didn't have none of these things, okay?
Nene fought for those girls.
There you go. Nene fought for the girls. They all came together and say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to ask for this, we're going to ask for that, because you're stronger in numbers. What did Kandi do? She went behind their back, negotiated her own deal, her own spinoffs and everything else, cut them all out, and therefore they had no power anymore to go back to network and say, we want this or that. Because when you have Kandi Cruz going and doing her own thing, the network is not going to listen to nobody else because, okay, one of your people already came and did this, so we're going to do that. That's how it always is with our people, unfortunately. Sorry,
True Wisdom, I'll say this. The one thing, it isn't just Kenya who said Nene should come back because she's good TV. Every one of those girls have said
Exactly.
Nene should come back because she's good. Because now that they all realize, oh shoot, we have to carry this platform. They didn't know exactly the
Exactly.
weight that woman had on her back year after year after year.
And
And she
Nene
went
showed
12 years.
her. Yes, and you're right. Nene showed her real life. That's what we're missing now. The fake storylines, the fake marriage, Kenya. Okay, that was not a marriage. That was a contract to have a baby. That's why they're still in fake divorce, because I believe she didn't pay for the donor.
Preach.
Okay, and that's why they. What I mean, how many people on RHOA has been divorced besides Kenya? I mean, Eva probably is already divorced, and her divorce was last week. So how is it that your divorce is lasting the whole entire 5 years? Nah, miss me with that, Kenya. Kenya makes up these storylines and fake boyfriends and fake everything, and nothing about her is real. Not even her hair. She has long hair, but she puts extensions in her hair even. Her booty is fake. Everything's fake. I can't stand Kenya. But anyway, back to Nene. Nene showed her real life. She showed her real emotions. And when you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, you can't say, well, Nene attitude was bad, Nene this, Nene that, because now we're seeing what Nene was saying back then.
Right.
And all she was doing was reacting to what was going on behind the scenes. And now that people are seeing it, they say, wow, Nene was right. And here's the final thing I'll say with Kandi, okay? When Kandi went and did that dirt behind their back, Kandi formed an alliance with Cynthia, Marlo, Kenya. All of them was in an alliance to get Nene off that show. Now Kandi is getting her karma. She's getting her karma. Karma is coming back to Kandi, and she can't handle it because the person who was producing was in Kandi's pocket, and she has left the show, and now Kandi is standing on her own. So now you're seeing the true Kandi, and that's what Kandi can't handle. Marlo was sent to go after Kandi. I believe production sent Marlo after Kandi because she's the highest paid, and she doesn't bring anything to the show. The only thing she brought was the Mama Joy situation, and she's trying to use that again. We're tired of that. So what if you don't like Todd? Okay? So that's why Marlo was sent to go after Kandi, and Kandi just can't handle it, and you're now seeing the true Kandi. I'm so tired of people thinking Kandi is such the savior, she's so this, that. She said, I'm going to headbutt Courtney, I'm going to choke Marlo.
You didn't take your
But yes, Marlo is the aggressor with her hands behind her back because Marlo's smart. That's street smart. When you know that they're watching everything you do, she had that whole conversation with Kandi with her hands behind her back.
That's right.
She knew how they would probably twist that conversation or twist that around. But Kandi, the real Kandi came out just like Tamar said her and Todd approached her at that thing when Tamar said they threatened her. That's the real Kandi. Stop looking at this fake Kandi. Oh, she helps people and she hires people for her restaurants. Look, anybody can do sweet and sour wrap. Anybody can put hair in the food. All of those people are her family. Kandi's not hiring nobody outside of her family and friends. Okay? So that's all I have to say. Thank you for letting me up on your platform.
Child, come back anytime. Listen, Miss True Wisdom and from Mexico. I appreciate you.
Love in Mexico.
I love your name.
Thank you. You just call me True. I'm just the truth. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, ladies. This has been, listen. Okay, so I just want to say, again, I respect everybody's opinion on this platform. We're not supposed to all agree. That's just 100. But things that you say, some people may say I agree with, some people may say I don't agree with. It is what it is. The fact is, all voices are necessary in order to come to consensus. Period. Okay. But I do appreciate you, Carolyn. I've unmuted you. I didn't know if you had more to say about the topics that we discussed. We'll try to stay off everything else because we know that Kandi and Kenya are your people, girl.
Kandi and Kenya and Cynthia. I can't stand Marlo. I don't like Nene.
Okay.
I can't stand Portia.
You can't stand.
And it makes me no difference who like them.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I do not.
I understand. I understand. I understand. Sharon, what's up, girl?
So I'm getting ready. Getting
that sound like you got a lot of feedback. Okay.
Okay. I'm okay now. I'm okay now.
You're okay. Yeah. I don't know if you're moving your phone.
Yeah, I'm moving. Yeah, I'm moving around.
Okay. Don't move around. Don't move around. Okay.
Okay. I'm glad the girl who the person came up and told about Kandi history. I'm very happy that she did explain thoroughly what actually went down between what Kandi did behind the girl's back.
Okay.
Because people forget that part. People they want to say, "Oh no, it was about the Black Lives Matter situation," and that was not it. So I'm glad that she cleared it up.
Okay.
And Kandi, to me again, I'm tired with Todd. And Todd, and be fair. Let people be honest with Todd. Todd was no innocent person either. Because don't forget, when he got married to Kandi, he got married to Kandi, came back from the honeymoon. He said he gonna take a 3-month break from working. And Mama Joyce flipped the hell out. Mm-hmm. And Mama Joyce went to Pedra, asking why you introduced my son to this man. Well, no. Yeah, why you introduce this man to my daughter? Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, Todd did to himself. He made him feel like he's lazy, even though he said he reduced her. And a lot of people didn't probably know he also was executive on Party with the Party. Mm-hmm. All right, but he made himself look bad on TV. We didn't know about his daughter till after he came back from the honeymoon. That we were induced to his daughter, and we induced to Kandi daughter. They're in the same room together. Okay, then Todd had the nerve to say about allowances, and thank goodness Kandi daughter flipped the hell out. No, don't touch my money. Me and my mother have our own arrangements. Okay, you don't come in and try to change our arrangements, which I support. Okay. And Candy's not innocent because, again, I do believe she'll only take care of family what came to her business. Okay. And that's it. She had no new people in the community come in and work there. She had but family-based people. That's it. Nothing wrong with that. You can pay them. Right. All right. Okay. And Todd, he would start a project, don't finish a project. Start a project, don't finish a project. And right now, he's trying to get into the industry of the Broadway and all that stuff. With he want Kandi to do this and Kandi do that because Kandi got the name behind it. Okay. And but that's Kandi's fault. Okay. That's my view of that. That's Kandi's fault. And don't forget, Kandi helped Kim with 10 free songs, individual songs.
She did help her with that song. She gave her
10. No, there were 10 total. There were total 10 songs. 10? Wendy Williams came out and told us a different. I didn't know either. I know one, but Wendy Williams can name all the songs that Kandi helped Kim, and Kandi said, it was a word agreement, a word, some kind of, a word agreement that she gave her percentage, whatever it is. What Kim do? First thing Kim did, ran to an attorney to verify.
I had no idea that you guys had this much energy for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I had no idea.
Can I say something about Todd?
This is a person who knows it from watching day one. Now, mind you, over time before Nene left, over time we stopped watching off and on. But it doesn't matter. Can you go back to it? You can know where it lands off.
I'm gonna tell you how big of a fan I was of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I used to visit a friend who lived in Atlanta before I moved here, and we would go to every restaurant that we saw the girls go to on the show.
That's cool.
We would go do a Real Housewives of
Atlanta.
That's cool.
Yeah. But anyway.
Okay, can I say something about Todd?
What's that?
Okay, she was saying that when Todd came back, he said he was going to take 3 months off and not work. That's not true. That's not true at all. The only reason Todd stopped working and they start getting these businesses in and around Atlanta is because Kandi didn't want Todd to travel for his job. Kandi said that on the show.
She wanted him to
She wanted Todd to be at home because if one of them were working and doing something, she had Ace. He was young at that time.
Well, this
and
is
she
before
wanted
Ace.
him to be home.
No, this is
That's
way
when they
before
started
Ace.
making these businesses.
AC wasn't even around. AC, she wasn't even pregnant with AC. I said
This was before.
After she got married, day after honeymoon, he took 3 months off.
Because Kandi wanted him to.
No, this is before,
she sat right there on the show. And listen, Todd was working with Carlos King at that time for a whole nother network after he had been working for the Bravo network.
Which show was it? Was that the where the girls were singing?
Todd had to travel for his different producing gigs that he was doing. Kandi sat on the show and said this out of her own mouth. She wanted Todd to stop traveling so much. And that's when they start opening business in and around Atlanta.
They're both right, Diana, but it's two different times. That's all.
I'm going to pause you for just a second. So I do remember Kandi saying, because Todd wanted to go to work right away. I do remember Kandi saying, we just got married. And he was kind of fighting Kandi, saying, I don't want people to think I'm spending your money. I want to make my own money. Y'all remember she bought him like a watch and a car. And he told Greg, I don't even want the watch because I can't afford to watch myself. And then Greg was looking at him like, are you damn it crazy? And it took him maybe like a week or two to get used to it, because that season he was fighting her about, I don't want your money. And then the next season he had a barbershop set up in an area in his house. He had somebody coming in, cutting his hair. So he moved right into the money part.
And also
a little faster than we thought.
Yeah, but he was full BS, because before they got married, they went to the wine venue. Remember the wine vineyard they went to? And once somebody came on the show, some friend to somebody. She told Kandi that Todd used to date her friend, who's a much older woman, and she had money. Todd would date older women with money, which again, at the time, it's like kind of strange. But once I found he had a daughter who was 17, 18 years old, I understood. Here he is, a single man. Even though he had joint custody with his, child mother, I could see why he dated older women with money, because he got a daughter already. You know what I'm saying? So I understood that part. Okay, but Todd wouldn't know. Todd was full of BS on TV, because behind closed doors, he was dating older women with money. Mm-hmm. So when he got,
Todd wasn't a bum. It's nothing like Joyce be calling this man. It's disrespectful to me. And like I said, Kandi met the man on a job. So
Caroline,
think
don't
what
take
you
it
want.
personal. Nobody's disrespecting you, Caroline.
I said it's disrespectful when Joyce acts like Todd is a bum.
If Todd,
I mean that.
And Todd act like that on TV. He showed himself on TV, and he did to himself, and that's why his daughter had to step in. Hey, so wait, my dad had a job, blah blah blah. But Todd showed himself that way on TV. He showed himself that on TV. So you didn't question yourself. But then as Kandi, there was a scene there too. Kandi was in the house. Kandi was looking around like, you start stuff, but you don't finish stuff, and this here. You can't miss that part, because she did say that. When we start having a kid, her daughter came out and told Todd and Kandi, neither one of you got good parents.
Okay, so I had to mute you, Miss Karen, because we only got a few more minutes, and I just brought up is your name Yestamite?
Yes, it's me.
Yes, it's me. I'm so sorry. Okay, girl, I wanted to make sure that you got your opinion out before we wrapped up. What's up?
Okay, I was listening to all these ladies. A lot of, just like Love and Marriage Huntsville, a lot of people just watch reviews and they watch the clips. And I think that's what's going on. Some people don't really watch the show. Todd already had money. On an episode of Speak on It, Kandi spoke about it where
Thank
Todd was
you.
working so much far away from home. Like
Yes.
she wanted him to be at home. Todd had money. It was for a storyline for the Mama Joyce going against Todd. Everybody can notice that because Todd came in and changed the ship. He didn't make Kandi, but he helped make Kandi. So I don't understand. And about the someone was saying about the Kenya thing, Kenya also explained that on Speak on It. She said her divorce did not start when we thought it started. What happened is they had to get custody going on. Her divorce really just started because remember, she wanted to work it out. She wasn't going through a divorce. So it hasn't been 5 or 6 years for Kenya either. So that's why I'm like, y'all really, because before some people,
I'm gonna say this. Yes, it's me. Hold on one second. Yes, it's me. That's something she told on a different platform because on the show, it was a little different. Remember, she said they got into a horrible fight in the car, right? That was the last time we had saw him on the show. He had gotten into a horrible fight after that event where she wanted to kick certain people out, and he said, "I'm not doing that. This is ratchet. I'm not doing this." And then they left the show, both of them, because Kenya refused to put that part of her life on the show. Do you
Yeah.
agree? Okay, so she was fired or she was let go for a little bit of time. She came back after her and her husband weren't doing too well. And I don't blame her because you are in a new relationship, you're pregnant, you want to definitely see if you can make things work with him. But when she realized it wasn't, she came back to the show. But when she came back, she went to a lawyer then. And Kandi, I remember Cynthia all trying to pin her down on where you are in this divorce. And she was like, well, we're doing the custody thing first. And then Kandi was like, who does the custody thing? Isn't that all a part of the divorce? So she may be telling something different now, but that's not what she was playing out on television. So
Because
I agree with you.
yeah,
The
because what she said
custody
is they
thing,
was discussing custody. That's why everybody
right?
was like she's going through a divorce, but really she wasn't. And that's why
Right.
everybody was like, oh, okay, we get it now. So basically, and
Didn't
listen,
make
Kenya's a beautiful woman.
she
She don't
filed
know about
because he filed in New York. She filed here
it.
that he wasn't supposed to file in New York. So there was a whole bunch of things that was going on. It was real crazy. And nobody knew what was going on. And for a long time, she thought that she could mend it. She thought that she would get back together with him.
Yeah. That's why she was always wearing her ring. And another thing about somebody said Kandi only hires her family. That's not true. I be in Atlanta all the time. Kandi really hires people from the community. Like this lady, I don't know why people don't like Kandi. Is it because she's
It's
intimidated?
pitiful.
Just like Melody?
It's
I
pitiful.
mean, some people are intimidated. And I understand that. Just like Kenya, she's a beautiful woman. But Kandi, yeah, you can't knock it. You feel me? Marlo wants to be where Kandi and Kenya are.
That's right.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Marlo is a very jealous woman. Even though I
Sure
sometimes
is.
don't agree with Carlos, maybe you guys should go watch his review of the housewife that he just did, like for this week. And he pointed out plain as day of what's going on because it's like we shouldn't be like on somebody's death, that's a touchy subject for you to be doing that. I'm a hardcore housewife fan. And I'm a millimeter, but
That's
housewife
right.
is where I started. That's me.
I don't think it's.
I don't dislike Kenya, but if somebody's wrong, they wrong. She's not always right. And
like her.
well, I'm speaking for myself. I don't dislike her, but in this, I don't think that she's bringing it on the show. That's all I'm saying. But if
you know why you guys are saying that about Kenya, because she's not being a mean girl.
No, not. I
notice?
said Kandi.
Hold on. Did you say that Kenya is not a mean girl?
Oh, please.
No, what I'm saying is the reason that a lot of people do not like Kenya is because she's not being the mean girl like she used to be.
The villain.
She's calmed down. She's calmed down.
Let's say this.
That's
Kenya for the first season through what season did she stop being the mean girl?
No. She's not. You remember how Kenya used to be on it.
Ever since Portia left.
Wait a minute.
And she was not, ever since Portia left. And she was the mean girl, and everybody knew her to be. I remember Peter Thomas telling a story saying Kenya is as sweet as she can be when those cameras are rolling. But when the cameras are rolling, before they even say, let's get on set, she'll look at
She wanted. She's on it.
Yeah. And Carlos even
Look,
said
mother,
that.
because I'm about to hit you up. Yes. And he
You
said,
know
Carlos
the
said that
reason
too.
why the custody went first? The custody went first before the divorce is because this man was trying to keep Brooklyn off of the show.
Yeah,
He
that's
didn't
true.
want her to be on the show. He didn't
Carolyn,
want Kenya to film with her or any of that.
but
And that's why the custody was ahead of the divorce.
Carolyn, can I just say this? I'm going to mute you for 1 second. Similar to what we have right now on Love and Marriage Huntsville, these are stories that are coming out off of the show, and I didn't follow them off of the show the same way I'm doing Love and Marriage Huntsville. So not everyone's going to know. So our feelings about certain people, if we don't know the whole story, is going to be out there because people don't always get to go and watch YouTube or whatever video to get the other side. So it's okay. I just want you to know when we were saying that some of these things need to be brought to the table or to the show, that they weren't brought to the show, and that's a problem. I think that we have to pay attention to the fact that people are busy in our lives. I work on YouTube, so I get that I'm watching stuff, but people are busy in their lives. But when I used to work a corporate job, I had an 8 o'clock time slot for whatever that show was, and I wasn't looking for nothing else. So y'all on the show.
It's a reality show. You're paid to show your life, to tell your story,
But
not to
you guys,
create or lie or fabricate or, play around
but
or you
even if
steal stuff
even
because
if they
then
film it,
as the
it doesn't
viewers,
mean
you feel stale. It feels like, okay, I don't want to tune in because it's nothing really going on that's real or authentic. It's just that I get you don't want to talk about stuff like deaths and stuff like that. I get all that. But you can talk about things surrounding it because that is what's going on in your life. You know
but
what I
they do
mean?
film other things. They tell you that they do film other things. It's the producers. It's not
Not
the
in
talent.
Candy's case, because the producer came on set and you've never seen that. To
But
say, you need to pull this up, you need to pick it up, you need to talk about something because this is not what's happening. So
but it's the same case of Marlo, what Marlo did last time when he
Marlo's
went
out of
without
hand.
information.
Marlo
Because
is grabbing for straws. They
but
told her to do something like Tiffany, just
because
like
it's
Tiffany,
so
what she did with Sheree. They sent Tiffany to be the bad guy to ask that question to Sheree, and Tiffany is eating it because
and I
Tiffany
loved it. I
is
loved when
playing that
Tiffany did
part.
that.
So you got the
So here's the thing. So I had to mute you. I'm so sorry, but I have to wrap up this show, and we're gonna have a part 2 tomorrow. That's just what it is. So if y'all can join me tomorrow around the same time, that's great. We're gonna do this again. But I actually had to mute everybody because I told you I could only stay on until about 7:15ish or so. So I'm going to drop all of you because. But listen, first off, let me just say thank you to all of my panelists because every single one of you were great. You helped bring a very entertaining show tonight. So I appreciate that. Okay. Yes, it's me. Thank you for coming up for the first time. Carolyn Minter, thank you for coming up for the first time. LaDawn, Sharon Ty, thank you all for coming up and talking with us tonight about Love and Marriage Huntsville, about Real Housewives of Atlanta, the former President Trump. Okay, I know that's not what Ty want to hear, but the former President Trump. And then we can talk about this tomorrow too. This is a good conversation, and I'm actually glad we're having it because, of course, we know a lot of back or behind the scenes information about Love and Marriage Huntsville, but having these conversations help us understand reality TV. Period. It also brings, a good, healthy discussion about Black women, our positions on these shows, what we should be giving, what we shouldn't, how the community sees us. All of these things is truly important. That is what this platform is all about. So I always appreciate when you guys are able to come up and bravely give us your opinion. So thank you to each and every single one of you for coming up and sharing your thoughts. I also want to thank all of my moderators tonight. Y'all see them? Everybody with a blue wrench, Miss Tina, Cookie from the Shy. I think I saw Tasha Rains in here, Linda Gamble, Who else? Whew, I want to make sure I have everybody. I think I saw Miss Jones in here, Miss Tina. I said that. Okay, so all of you guys who came in to help with the chat, I appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, let's schedule another one tomorrow, same time, same place. We're going to have this conversation, and that's it. It's been a joy and a pleasure. This has actually been this has been a good one. We had a really good, energetic panel tonight. So I will see you all again. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell, and I will see you all on the next one.